Around 2 years before I got pregnant with Amelia, I had went to the doctor and I had flu symptoms. And actually, I didn't know it, but they were pregnancy symptoms. So they did a pregnancy test in the office and it came back faintly positive. And I didn't think I wanted kids anytime soon, but after seeing that test, I wanted to be a mom more than anything. And I went home and waited on the blood result test to come back. And in my heart, I knew I wasn't pregnant, but I wanted to be pregnant so bad. I prayed for God to show me, was I pregnant? Was this the right time? And the first page that I flipped to in my Bible was talking about a woman who was barren, but she did bear a child. I thought God was just trying to show me, that I wasn't pregnant, that it wasn't the right time. But little did I know at that time that God was actually showing me that I was barren, but one day He would make a way for me to bear a child. And we got the blood result test back, and I was heartbroken because they said they didn't know if it was a chemical pregnancy or just a false positive, but I wasn't pregnant. And me and Milton, we started talking, and we decided that it just wasn't the right time for us. We hadn't even been married a year yet, and we decided we were going to wait until we had been married around a year. Well, we started trying, and, a few months went by, and still, nothing. It was just negative tests. And, a couple more months went by, and just more negative pregnancy tests. 6 months went by, and I started to think, something is wrong. And I told my mom, I said, I need to make an appointment with the doctor, that something's wrong with me. And she would get so mad. She was like, no, there's nothing wrong with you. Have faith in God. And I'm like, I do have faith, but I feel like God's trying to let me know that something is wrong. And I went to church, and this guy that I have never met before, he prayed for me. He didn't know anything about me, and the Holy Spirit revealed to him that I was getting prayed for because I wanted a baby. And he told me not to worry about what the doctors say. And I instantly knew that something was wrong with me. But I felt like I would get pregnant, that God was going to make a way. And I made an appointment around a year to go to the doctor. And I let them know, I had been trying for around a year. And I let them know my symptoms. And I had almost every symptom of polycystic ovarian syndrome. So they wanted to do an ultrasound on me. And after they did an ultrasound, I'll never forget the image on the screen. Every time I pray for Amelia and I thank God for her, I can remember that image on the screen, and my ovaries were covered in cysts. It was really bad. I just remember telling my mom, if I get pregnant, it will be because of God. That's the only way, because it's really bad. And they put me on a medication to make me ovulate, because the month before, I didn't ovulate at all. Well, that month, I produced 7 follicles. And they told me that one follicle was potentially big enough, for me to get pregnant. But I had to have a shot delivered to my door. And they said that shot would be delivered on Saturday. Well, the shot never came. And I remember telling my dad, maybe it's just not God's time yet. It's just not His will. And my dad was like, maybe. Or maybe you don't need a shot. God doesn't have to have a shot. And I just remember, I was like, yeah, you're right. He doesn't need a shot. And the night before I found out I was pregnant, I had one of the worst nights of my life. I cried, and felt like I couldn't do it anymore. It was just so heartbreaking. So my aunt that always prayed for me, I called her and she prayed for me, and she got prophecy for me soon, very soon. And that night I decided to give it to God and to trust in Him. The next night I took a pregnancy test and it said pregnant. And I just want to thank God, because without Him, I know that my baby wouldn't be here. And He really did do a miracle in my life. He took those cysts away from me.